Hey there, welcome back guys. In today's video, we're going to show you how to remove the propellers on the Pavo Pico. I know I put together one video, but this way actually works better. I reached out to Beta FPV and asked them and said, hey, do you have any propeller removers? And they were like, no, we don't sell any, which was a bit surprising because you would think a company that sells drones would have a device to remove the propellers, because when you try to remove these things, it's really hard. It's not easy. And it's like you need a special tool, and they didn't recommend anything. So I was searching, and I looked on Amazon. I was like, because I had to remove the propellers to do some minor repairs on this, and I was searching on Amazon. And I said, it looks like it could work. It might work, might not work. And guess what? I found a tool that actually works. I'll leave a link to in the description down below, so where you can get this. It's actually a propeller remover. So it's not something that's jerry-rigged. It's actually designed for FPV drones, which works really well. So without any further ado, let's get started. All right, so basically you want to flip the drone over, and let's say you crashed your drone and you want to remove the propellers. What you want to do is, let me zoom in so that you guys can see, because it's hard to see. I'd say moving. That looks about, maybe move this up a little bit, because it's hard to, there's a special angle that the tool has to be at. All right, so you don't want it to be touching the wiring part. You just want it to be in between those two metal frames, right? And if it's not in between the metal frames, you just hold the propeller with the red part, and then you just turn it, right? Because you can turn it freely until you find the right angle, most likely the angle that you want, because you don't want to touch the it looks like copper wiring. Spin it right about, yeah, that looks like a good angle, if you can see. So then what you do is, once you have the angle, so because you want this thing to pry in between that part, okay? And then what you do is you put this tool underneath, right? And then you just push down. So see that? Look at that. Really neat. And then you do it again. And then you spin it. Maybe you want to, apply more pressure from another angle, right? And then you just prop it up. And just now you see how it turns freely, right? And it should just basically come right off. And if it doesn't, just give it another push, and that should do the trick. And right about there. See, voila. See how easy that was? Except to move the camera so you guys can see better. Yeah, right about there. See that? And so the flat part, the rough part, goes at the bottom, and the smooth part goes at the top. And in case you're wondering about the size, it's 1.5 milliliters, I believe. If not sure, you can check with this digital caliper, because that, maybe you don't want the black ones, maybe you want another color. So let's see, this is, 1.5. I'm not sure if you can see it. I will see, 1.5. So now you can get any color you want, because as a beginner, remember this video is for beginners, you crash a lot. You're like, damn, and then damn, and then damn. Before you know it, I'm not sure you will have replaced this thing. And if you ever need to replace this, see, I crashed it, and it's sort of you only need to remove the 4 screws that are holding together the O3 air unit, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then after you do that, you remove 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there's one in there, and that's it. So you don't have to access the flight controller. So all that stays, and then you just swap it. So then you go from here, and you just put it on like that. All right, let's put this back on. And to put it back on, it's a little bit tricky, but you need a little bit of a harder surface. So let's say, look, and this is great because I don't know, you've done this. I'm sure many of you have done this, and it hurts your hands, literally. So you just put it on so it just holds, right? And then you find a flat surface. I chose this because it's higher, flat and hard. Okay, so whatever works for you. It doesn't have to be a wrench or pliers, but for me that's what works because like that's all I got. And then you see I just pushed it on and it worked really well. And then you just check, make sure nothing's touching, and voila. And you're like, you know what, I want to change these back to the black ones, right? So then anyone knows that these things are a pain to take off. So then you just, again, you make sure the angle's correct. You can spin it, see, voila. And then you just turn it again. You hear it popping out. And then you just do it from another angle. You just apply, you tackle it from different angles, right? But just as long as you're not touching the copper parts, right? That metal, if that is copper or whatever material that is underneath there. I think that did it. And then you just turn it, right? A little bit. And voila, it pops right out. You know, it's easy, and then having to pry it and pull it. Really complex. But yeah, that's the tool. The link will be in the description, and it flies really well thanks to one of our viewers who shared the rates. So you could actually put this back to factory settings and flash the firmware, or just leave as is, but just change the throttle rate to 75%, which was amazing, and that changed everything. I'll leave a note in the descriptions below to the comments that were left to change and reverse. And you see, that went in actually freely, probably because I've taken it on and off so many times. But you want to always check. You just want to make sure that this part's even, that part's even, that part's even, that the middle prongs that they're actually attached to. And there you have it. You don't have to lose your fingers while changing the propellers on the Pavo Pico or any other drone. So this tool will come in handy for sure. Anyway, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. Or ideas for other videos, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.